Why does my child with autism react so violently to loud noises, to bright lights, and to certain smells? That is a question that we're going to address today. I'm so glad that you joined me for this particular video. Simply stated, it happens because of sensory overload. That's when the five senses process so much information that our brains are overloaded with so much stimuli that it's hard for a child with autism to process really what's taking place. Our eyes and our ears and our nose and our mouth and our touch, our fingers, they take in so much information that we have that sensory overload. And that sensory overload can lead to anxiety. It can lead to depression. It can lead to frustration. It can lead to poor communication. It can lead to even migraine headaches. And if you are a parent of a child with autism or some other type of special needs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very frustrating for us. Now, let's look at some reasons as to why this happens. But before we do, I would like for you to take just a moment to hit the like and subscribe buttons on this video or below this video, and then hit that notification bell. All of these things will help me to build this channel so that I can help more people like you. I appreciate it very much. Now let's get back to the question at hand. Why does this happen? Number one, it happens because of reception. Reception. The senses detect the stimuli that's going on around them. It receives that information. Then it goes into transmission. It goes into our brains. It's sent through nerve pathways to the brain. And so reception, then transmission. Then there's integration. The brain has the ability to process the information that's being received. And then modulation, our brain has the ability to adjust to an appropriate action. And so we're bombarded by all of this, and because of reception and transmission and integration, the modulation, we go, okay, is this something I need to be afraid of? Is this something that is okay? And our brains have the ability to do that, and then we interpret all of that information. We interpret, is this a time for fight? Is this a time for flight? Is this a time to freeze? Let me explain to you this way. In 1986, my wife and I were in Chicago, Illinois. This was before children. We were in Chicago, Illinois, and we were walking to a restaurant. And here we are in the big city of Chicago. Hustle and bustle and cars and trucks and delivery trucks and all of that going on around us. And as we're walking down the road, the street, we noted that we heard sirens. Okay, not unusual in a large city. But we started hearing more sirens and then more sirens. And they were getting louder and they were getting closer. And we noticed in front of us that there was an intersection where about 4 or 5 streets came in together, and we just stopped walking. Next thing we see is a guy running out of the alley. Then we see him pursued by police officers. They catch up with him, throw him across the hood of the car. They start frisking him. They put handcuffs on him. And man, we're just frozen there watching, fearful for what might happen. And guess what? Just about that time, a big old delivery truck drove past us, backfired, boom! And man, I ran one direction, my wife ran another direction, and our eyes were like this because we thought, man, they're shooting at us. And when I realized what was taking place, when I realized it was a delivery truck backfiring, I started looking for my wife. It was like she vaporized. Just so happened we were in front of a small little mom and pop storefront kind of thing, and boy, she flew in there. And when I realized where she went, I went in behind her, and her eyes were even bigger than mine. And I told her what had happened, and we were able to regain our composure. But oh boy, as we were processing all of this, it really scared us. It scared us. Now multiply that several times over for a child with autism. We've talked in other videos, they do not process information like your neurotypical people do because they have difficulties with being able to do that. Now, understand also this reception and transmission, integration, modulation, and interpretation takes place in just nanoseconds. It's not a long process, but for them, it can take longer to process. So, what do we do when our children become overloaded with all of this sensory overload? What do we do? Number one, we need to be able as parents to understand what the symptoms are. Discomfort, crying, agitation, irritability, anxiety, loss of focus. And you're going, you just described, Dr. Looney, every child on the face of the earth, and possibly so. But as parents with children with autism or some other type of special needs, we need to be keenly aware. We can't just sweep that under the carpet, as we say. We need to be keenly aware and heightened so that when we see that child with special needs responding in these ways, that we can help that child to calm them down and to help them through this difficulty. Well, what can I do to help them? Number one, I can create a quiet space, a space where you're not going to eliminate all the noises, but the noises, you can have a quiet space in your home where you can take them, where the lights are dim and soft and warm, where the noises are held to a minimum, where the paint on the walls is light and bright, not overly bright, but not a loud, gaudy red or vibrant color. You want to have them in a place where it's soothing, where they can rest, where they can decompress, really. Create that quiet space for them. Number two, practice and teach self-help techniques. What am I talking about that? Self-calming techniques, deep breathing. I want you to remember the number 478, 478. Here's a way to deep breathe. It'll help you as a person. It'll help your child. I use it quite often in my own life, and it's wonderful. It's deep breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 7 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds. Blow all of that air out, even to your toes. Blow as much of that air out. Repeat the process. If you will do this with them for a period of about 5 minutes, physiologically, what it's going to do for you is calm your brain, lower your heart rate, and lower your blood pressure. It's like when we have to do a hard reset on our computers. You've been working away on the computer, you're ready to save the material, and for some reason there's a glitch. It freezes up and nothing you try works, and you think, okay, the only thing I know to do is to shut it down, and I pray I don't lose everything that I was working on, and you shut it down and then you fire it back up and then everything works properly. You're doing a hard reset. Physiologically, you're doing a hard reset on yourself when you are deep breathing. And when you deep breathe like this, it will help you tremendously to calm and to center yourself and to refocus. Deep breathing, but then there's another thing that you can do to help your child as they have this sensory overload. Take them outside. If you live in a quiet neighborhood, great. If not, load up and go to a park. And as you're walking, say something to your child like this. Look at all the cardinals or the redbirds, and how many redbirds do you see while we're out? And so they're focusing on the redbirds. Or how many brown birds do you see? Or how many blue birds do you see? You get the idea. Or how many different colors of leaves or plants do you see? And you're going, what in the world does this have to do with anything? That's just it. It takes your mind off the anxiety, the frustration, the sensory overload, and you're looking and you're focusing, and you tend to forget the problems that caused that sensory overload. And it will help you to help your child. It's called mindfulness. Then you could also get some good coloring books. You could get some good coloring books for them. If you have a child that's an adult child with autism, you could get an adult coloring book. If their mindset is where they're along the line of a younger child, then you can get them an age appropriate book, whatever, where they can sit down and color. And it takes their mind off of the problems. You can also get a weighted blanket. Remember, we talked about creating the quiet space? You can get a weighted blanket and put across them. Anything that will help you to help them to calm down. Exercise is also a good thing. Take them outside, let them run and frolic and play and get that energy out so that they can quieten down and rest. And then it's always appropriate that you can seek professional help from a counselor who is trained to work with special needs. I hope these things that we have discussed to help you to understand why your child reacts to lights and smells and sounds as violently as they do. It's all because of sensory overload and trying to make sense out of what is going on around them. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. And as we get ready to close this video, I want to remind you the next video, the next time I post a video, I'm going to be talking to parents specifically, and here's what I want you to understand. I get the question quite often. Parents will come up to me and they'll say, I really hate to bring this up, but I'm very frustrated at my child's autism diagnosis, and it bothers me that I care so much about what other people think about my special needs child. So why am I struggling so much with my child's autism diagnosis? It's a very good question, and we will answer that in our next video. Again, thank you for joining me today for Hope in the Works. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.